Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Lazy Mini Painting. Hello, I'm Laz, your usually not right and not fully there host. Again, not fully there and still not right. Lots of clicky stuff to do as usual, so I can come and join portrait mode because the green cam doesn't clock up that much. I see we have people in already. Good evening to Silvers. Thank you for coming in, mate. You have posted a new picture in Discord, which I believe is on Terminators. I caught it briefly, but I've not reacted yet. Evelyn, hello. Ali, good evening. Buzzard. Sir, microphone's still working well, thank you very much. You're not feeling well today, Silvers. That is not good. That is not good. I hope you feel better soon, because there has been a lot of stuff going around recently. I've done myself not long ago one, and Sparkles is now coming down with it, of course. So I'm just going to come over and join people in portrait mode. Hopefully, in sometime soon. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Aha, there we go. It started catching up now, so I can read the green box. Awesome. Right, tonight, I know we didn't do a models I'm using last week, and I am sorry about that. But tonight is find out who's going to get the chop to become a missile launcher dude for the Desolation Squad. So I've already built the 10-man intercessors to replace the ones that I'm going to choose. And then, yeah, we get to go through the rest of them and find out which ones we're going to chop up. Now, I've got a rough idea where they are, because they're all going to be in the big box. They had to have been in the big box. But now, so I've got a rough idea of which 3 foam trays they're going to be in. Which is going to be these 3. Which there's lots and lots and lots of intercessory things. You're the new champion of Nurgle. Yeah, I got rid of Nurgle. Nurgle doesn't like me anymore. Oh well. So what we've got to do is we've got to look for essentially these ones, because I don't like these ones. But I want to keep all them ones, because them ones are normal. I want to keep the normal ones, but lose the not so normal ones. So now it's literally sorting through these and finding out. See, there's another one. There's a potential. There's a potential. If we don't have 10 of... Oh no, I've got to keep so many of these, haven't I? Ah, crap. Right, so it's either going to be them or these ones that get chopped up. But I've got to keep so many with the Auspex scanners and so many leaders. So that makes it fun. But normal dudes, we need to keep over to one side. Just normal dudes. Scanner, normal dude, phone should not be making noises. Stop making noises, phone. Thank you. Right, keep normal guys with bolters. And essentially, this is all it is tonight. Is I've got a lot of sorting to do, a lot of digging and finding and figuring out which ones I can and can't afford to chop up. Now, I know I have a lot of... In fact, let's move it off. So, I know I have a lot of the Sergeant models, which are them ones, and I know I have a fair few of the Allspexy ones as well that are spare. And these are all easy build models. So, I'm not too... Yeah. I'm not too bothered about losing some of these. Good evening. On VR. How are you doing? You okay? Thank you for coming in. The problem with all having this many easy build models and this many bloody captains and sergeants and Auspexies and weird and wonderful ones that, yes, you want them in the unit because it does make the unit stand out and be nice. See, I've got those ones as well which make nice sergeants, but I'm going to leave them with the normal guys. And see how many I can lose. I need at least, because I've got what, 75 intercessors, so I need at least 8 sergeants, 8 Auspexes, and I know I'm pretty sure I've got more than that. So keeping the standard guys, which are just standard guys, are obviously the ones we wish to keep. We have got the other sergeant options at the back, but oh no, he's part of him. Right, okay. That is the other sergeant option, but he has a helmet on, so I'd like to keep him. See, there's lots and lots and lots of these ones, isn't there? Lots and lots. Too bloody many. This is just one tray. And technically I've got enough there to do 10 models, but I need to keep some of some type and some of some other types, ideally. So that I have at least some representative of a sergeant. Someone who can take the upgrades. That isn't the underslung grenade launcher. Right, so that's one tray empty, and we did not get enough. We did not get enough. Second tray. We have on more auspexes. Right, okay, so we need 8 of each, ideally. And then any others become over. So there's the 8 sergeants. And there makes a spare. Excellent. That's another spare. Excellent, that's 2 spares. 3 spares. I wish to have made this a bit easier. So I need 2 more auspexes, and then the rest of them become spares as well. 2 more auspexes and an X. No, 1 more auspexes and an X. Right, you're a spare sergeant, anyone? So that's 4 we've got ready for so far for chopping up. A lot that are sat here that are not ready for chopping up because they only have auspexes. Right, there's the last auspexes guy. Right. So any more auspexes become choppable, and any more of those pointy sergeants become choppable as well. And then if I don't have enough, then I can make up the sergeants with them. So yeah, really I should have gone over there instead of wherever I've put them. I could have sworn I pulled at least 3 of those guys out now. No, apparently only 2. Okay. But that makes a 5-man at least that I can choppy uppy. If I'm really lucky, I'm going to end up with a lot more of these and only 2 of the auspexy guys. And then the oh, yeah, see, there's the underslung grenade launcher. We like him. Nope, 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 nope. So they're all standard bolters. Now in this one, I think it's a combination of all sorts of stuff in here. I think I've got pyros and other things. Yeah, I have assault intercessors. I have pyroblasters. See, there is a fair few other types of intercessors, and so that he's got none of them in here. Ah, yes, that's a good point, Ali. Anyone who's not here on a Thursday, we do run I have been doing a D&D diorama, and I am in dire need of character names. It's the final character as well this week, and pretty much the final week of that project is this week. I have 1 character left to do, and that is it done. The Magical World of Sparkles and Up will be finished, which has its ups and downs for itself. But I'm missing a lot of intercessors. Where are my intercessors? Because there's supposed to be 75 of these, and that does not look like 75 to my desk. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 2, 4, 6, 8, 50, 2, 4, 6, 56. I'm about 20 missing. how am I 20 missing? And if I am 20 missing, where are they? Now, I thought they may have been in the smaller box than this, but in the smaller box is orcs. So they're not in the smaller box. What do we have in here? What do we have in here? What do we have? What do we have? What do we have in here? We have one guy over. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Pardon me. He's got a funky bass. 9. Now I just need one more. I just need one more. I do have the spare funky limited edition Sergeant for the Pyre Blasters. Well, that seems to be the only one I can find that I do have 3 spare Assault Intercessors, but they're no good. What's in this tray? What is in this tray? This tray appears to have Reavers, and so this is all Phobos. Yeah, this is all Phobos units. So I don't really have any spare in there. That is not good. The bottom is all the big stuff. Terminators, Centurions, Gravis, and characters as such. What's in this? This is lieutenants and other characters. Yeah, mostly lieutenants and librarians. So somehow, and I'm not sure how, hello Joel, hello. I mean, we know all sorts of stuff, but we're always willing to entertain new knowledge. Where can my other 20, where can the other be? The warp is a good place, Silvers. That is a possibility they could be in the warp. What being one of the many places I put other things. Is it in one of the cardboards? Only one way to find out. Sparkles is gonna kill me. Come here. Come here. Do not rip. Because you are only a cardboard box. There we go. We found one. I found a box. I found 2 boxes. I don't know if they're in them. Right. This one is more Assault Intercessors and more Terminator Captains. So it's not in that one. Definitely not in that one. Assault Intercessors and Terminator Captains in there. But for the bad joke for there. For the bad joke. This box has Squig Riders and Death Copters and D&D. Right. This looks to be mostly D&D related stuff. So it isn't in that box either. Which means I've got another box in the kitchen. It might be in. And if it's not in the box in the kitchen, then that means it's in one of the boxes in the room just over there. That's not a room I want to go looking in. Nope. It's also not a room Sparkles wants me to go looking in either at this time of night. So we're going to be nice to sparkle and not go looking in that room if we can help it. But we are going to go looking for that other box. Which isn't too far away, it's only here. I got it, I got it. See, it is here. Found it, the other box. Oh. I thought this box had models in it, and it turns out it has got lots and lots of sprue bits in it. Oh, diddly dear. That is not what I was going to do. That is not what I expected to happen. Where are my other Space Marines? Sugar. I mean, technically, I do have enough. If I was to just use Mr. Pyre Blaster. You ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan, you ain't got no legs. What happened to your legs, Lieutenant Dan? So, technically I have enough now. I have enough to do the 8 of what I thought I had of units. Unless it was only 65 that I thought I had. No, I'm sure it was 75. Might have only been 65 though. And I would rather keep those 2 as sergeants than those 2 as sergeants. So we do 4 and 1 and 4 and 1. And we have lots of sergeants and lots of aspects and lots of... Right, I think we found the fellows who want to chop up. I think we have anyway, I'm not 100%. I could find others that I'd change my mind on. But if I do... And it wasn't that one. It wasn't that bad, was it? Hello, Mega. Hello, Mega. How much, what? How much Space Marines? Oh, right, you saw the same girl in Thailand. We've already established that wasn't a girl, that was Steve. So you met Steve in Thailand. Steve living his best life. And getting paid for it, apparently. And hell, if you can do your best life and get paid for it, all power to you. Crack on with it, because not many people do. Hey up, Graham. Hey up. Speaking of which, I need to go find all your thingies now. Right, so all these can get to go away, because I've now reduced it down to the 10 that I want to hack up. So all of them get moved over to this piece of foam for now, to be sorted out after the stream, because getting them out of the foam is one thing, and getting them all back in the foam is a bloody different one, isn't it? It isn't easy. And hopefully I can put them back with some organisation then, rather than just going back randomly and me having to pull them out. I should hopefully be able to go, nope, that's one of them, that's one of them, that's one of them, that's one of them, and that's one of them. That's the idea anyway. So you can have on that foam for now, because that foam's nice and flat and level. Right then. Now we have 10 people that all have the wrong weapon. All of them have the wrong weapon. Everything is there. Then you took the wrong position on that one, Mega. You took the wrong position. I know some people like all positions, but sometimes you can't take the wrong positions. And if you're paying for a lady and you're coming out hurt like that, You paid wrong. Right then. Where? Oh, where? Oh no, that is a proxy. Aha! There are the missile launchers. There are the missile launchers. We have missile launchers! So now how are we going to convert these into this? I don't know either. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun finding out. So we have lots of missile launchers and lots of guys that require said missile launchers. So we have, first of all, we have what looks like essentially the Castellan launcher. And then we have more of the standard missile-esque type launchers. Pardon me. Let's find out how many of each one we've got. We don't want the bolter. So we've got missile-esque type launchers. So there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 boxes. Good start. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 11 of them. 7, 8. Is that 8? Yeah, 8. 8 Castellan launchers. 2 bolt sniper thingy mabob, 3 bolt sniper thingy mabobs, and extra arms should we need them. So when it comes to missile, then which missile launcher who's got then? So each sergeant, which in this case is gonna be I'm gonna go with the Auspex Scanny guy and the standard gunny guy. Those two are gonna be the 2 sergeants. They're gonna need some kind of Castellan launcher, which is one of these. So they're going to need one of them type of missile launchers. So in this case, that's going to replace his gun. There. Not so much his hand, but definitely the gun. And with his, again, the gun's going to be replaced over there. That'll make them the 2 sergeants. Then everyone else's guns get chopped off. And I will find a way to attach these missile launchers. I mean, in this case, I might just be better off removing the... Can I remove his shoulder? Oh, I can. Easy builds are fun. If I just flat out remove his shoulder. I know it does leave his shoulder pads slightly weird, but it's always underneath the missile launcher, so it shouldn't be too bad. No, yours has been glued down. You can actually get that removed and get one of those ones put on in place. So he's going to be nice and easy. I'm just going to remove that one and put this one over the top. That should be fun. So we can start with him first, really, can't we? Because he should be nice and simple. Just take that bit off. Right, I found my snips the other day. Where have they gone? Oh crap, Graham. That's shit, dude. Yeah, you might not want to be, obviously, don't blame me if you don't want to chat about stuff blatantly on a channel where other people can do it. But let me know if you need to chat about that. That's not good. That's not good. Hopefully, silvers, I'm going to be making 2 Desolation squads. Then I've got 2 Devastator squads, 2 Desolation squads. And it's essentially one of the few actual units that I can't field at the moment. It's one of the few. Because there aren't many that I can't field. So, trying just to get this into some place. Graham needs all our love, attention and care. Just to help him get through his little predicament and time of need at the moment. He's probably going to say, no I don't, no I don't, no I don't. And he's going to complain about it. But yes, he does. Send our hugs to Graham. And he needs our help. So that is going to be one of the Marines that's running forward with a missile launcher strapped to him. That's fair enough. Right, now I need to find a way to break that gun off. Or in this case, can I just remove that entire arm and put that on? If I can, that's awesome. Let's see if I can pop that arm off like that. Yeah. So then he can have that nice big shoulder on that. Of course, this is going to take a lot of super glue as opposed to plastic glue, because it's resin going onto plastic. Good night, Ali. Thank you for calling in. Thank you very much. So, those of you who are thinking, yes, the moderator's gone. No, boss is still hanging around quietly in the background. We are not let off the leash yet. We are not. Sparkles is still there. We'll be alright, Ali. Sparkles is in portrait. And my server rules apply over on my channel as well. Don't mess up. Don't screw up with the boss. If you screw up with the boss, there's nothing I can do. So, a little bit of glue on there. Oh no, that's the wrong one. That's the one that's supposed to be going on him. This is painful. Ow! Not only was that painful for just having to chop off a Marine's shoulder, that was also very painful because I also caught my finger in it. So Desolation squads are going to stand out because they've got a different shoulder pad than the rest of them. So they're definitely going to stand out. Hello, Lee. Alright, we're just going to rough up this bit of resin here, and then we're going to glue it onto the other sergeant. Then that's the 2 sergeant glued together. I wasn't intending to do this, it just took me, it was just much quicker to find them than I thought it was going to be. Ah, crap. And now I've got to be careful not to glue my bloody crap snips together. Even though they aren't my crap snips, I don't want them glued together because it's the only ones that I can find at this moment in time. So in this case, glue this onto here. Now, if anyone's looking at the weapons and thinking, I've never seen those guns before. Where did you get that expansion pack? Where did you get? All from Rogues Den Hobbies. all of it. All the resin stuff anyway. I didn't get the official Space Marines from there. Those came from official sources. Or kind of official sources. Most of them. Yeah. It was cheaper stuff, so I've got them on offer from things like the magazines and starter boxes and stuff like that. But yep, technically they are official models. I thank you very much, Graham. That is all down to Buzzard. Buzzard's upgraded my sound quality twice now, and now I get to use very pretty RGB thing, but it's very clear for picking me up, and apparently the clarity on it overall is just really good. So I'm happy to keep it. I am very happy to keep it. I give it one trial. I got so many compliments that I couldn't not keep it, really. So now we have to scrape down and get all these ones ready for the other type of missile launcher. Now I'm going to keep it nice and simple, so if they've all got super cracks, then they've all got super cracks. If they've all got super frags, then they've all got super frags. Far Graham, good evening. Good evening. Aye, 'tis Space Marines tonight. 'Tis Space Marines. I do not possess any Desolation squads, which as far as I'm concerned is a travesty, because I can feel pretty much at least one unit of every infantry to a degree, except for Desolation Marines. Can't field Desolation Marines because I don't have any until I figured out that I can convert some, because I can get missile launchers from Rogues Den Hobbies, and I have enough intercessors to chop up and use the quick easy build ones and make them into Desolation Marines. Now they do have a weird shoulder, which is going to be the one that always has the missile launcher on it, which means this guy might not get to use that one after all. He might have to get that shoulder removed to have. That's one. See, I've got two more of them there. Oh, you're a different handed one. Okay. See, I might end up having to use arms. Or maybe even make the ones with this. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, I'm running a bit. So if instead of I start taking arms off, so that I can now attach missile launchers to that, might work. Either way, this guy's getting one of those missile launchers. He's gonna have to. I only have so many missile launchers. And as long as they're very distinct, and I can, so it might end up being the one with the Auspex in his hand and the one with drawing his blade out instead of his gun ends up being the sergeants for the models, for the units. I am tempted though to throw another one of these on there. Maybe if I do 5 of each. If I do 5 of each, would that sound better? Oh, yeah, it might work out better actually. So this one can have a square one, and then one of the others can get the round one in a minute. it in place. Right, so if we do a 5-man squad of the square ones, and then a 5-man squad of the round ones. Ooh, this could be getting interesting. One of the square ones I need to have differently. I need to put them together differently. I'm not sure how. I may have just chopped off the wrong dudes. Although if I can put that bolt gun on, take off both arms, put the bolt gun on one, right? But no, I really need. Ooh, they're making it difficult now. They're making it difficult now. So this one's gonna have the circular one. Yeah, definitely going to have the circular one. Forgot to rough it up though. Forgot to rough it up. One of the other circular ones. Because these are some big chunky missile launchers. I need extra big chunky arms just to help get them holding up. Just to make sure that they're holding them up. And it does make my Desolation squad stand out a little bit more. Because it don't have the standard shoulder pad on that side. See, I don't mind slight variations as long as the variations are uniform within the unit. See, I looked at the squad and I prefer the Devastator squad. Straight off the bat, if I'm going to choose one, it would be Devastators over Desolation. Just 4 standard missile launchers that have the option to go frag or crack at their choice mid-game is better than ones going, no, that's got a super frag, and that one's got a super crack, and that one's got a super crack, and that one's got a super frag. So, for God's sakes, like, why can't I just use each shot to put whichever missile they want in it? I always prefer Devastators. Devastators are absolutely fantastic. Right, now where's the dodgy? That's the one that's going to have to get paired up with that. So you're going to go on him. So I should be able to take that one off there. And hopefully, there we go. Nice bolt pistol gone onto that arm now. And then if I take this arm off, it should be able to take said missile launcher. See? There is a slight plan in my head. There is a slight plan. I'm not saying it's going to work or go the way I want it to, but there is a slight plan. Also, while we are on 40k night, I've been speaking with a fellow creator who can also do music. Now, we all know orcs aren't clever. Orcs aren't smart, so ask him to put together a full song with lyrics. So he's got chorus, bridge, chorus. Oh, sorry, bridge. Yeah. So it's essentially, and it goes verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, 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 fade out. Orcs aren't going to do that. We know this. So orcs are very much more the we've sampled our voice 4 times. That's going to be the only sample and the only time we sing and the only words, lyrics for the entire song. Wah, crumping, boy's gonna get, you know, that type of thing. So I can do the sound bites, but somebody's offered to do the music for me. I just need to do the sound bites. So is there any iconic lines that you think would go into a song? Or could at least go in towards music? So that myself and Almuth can create a song together. That's how it was. The Sergeant Code Special Rocket Launcher, that's a Castellan launcher, that's the indirect fire one. And the rest of them, 200 points for a 5-man squad. Yep, not that great. And I'd rather take a tank or a dreadnought. Yeah, for the 200 points, I'd rather take a Redemptor dreadnought. Heavy onslaught Gatling cannon, big punchy fist, onslaught Gatling cannon. That's a lot. Good night, Graham. Send us a message if you need to, dude. I'm in thingy mode at the minute, so it won't pop up. So that's a different thing. But yeah, if you want to send me a message in chat, man, you feel free. While I am on Discord, let's go have a look at the Silvers. Silvers is very bright model Terminators. In case anyone's wondering why I'm on about bright model Terminators. What? Why? Discord. Done. Thank you. See, very nice looking Terminators. See, I like that clawing. See how it's the jaggedy on the claws there? That's really nice. No, I do that. I want to click on that one. They're looking good, man. They're looking good for Iron Warriors, Terminators. Lovely, lovely, stumpy ones. I see a custom built little missile launcher back there as well. I see a custom built missile launcher stuck at the back. So yeah, there it is. There it was. Although they are looking nice. Right, we have 3 square ones, 3 not square ones. So we have 2 more square ones to do, and then 2 more not square ones to do. And that leaves us with plenty of rocket launchers left over. So Mr. Guy pulling a knife, or Mr. Guy with the pistol, could be Sergeant for the square ones. The rest of them are all going to be pointy normal dudes. And then we've got either Mr. Guy, I can hold it in 2 hands, or Mr. Guy, I've got an Auspex scanner. And then we've got 3 other normal dudes for the other ones. But part of me wants to use, wherever it's gone, the second one of them. Which is not nowhere. Then the when, no how. No when, no how. No. I am liking the way they're looking, especially with the difference in shoulder pads. So having a different shoulder pad for whichever side the missile launch is going on. I'm liking that little change in aesthetic. I'm not liking the fact that I'm having to cut up models though. I don't like having to cut up models. Right. Off comes his arm. Out come the big snips to go make sure that's smoothed off in one nice big clunky chunk. Don't get much better at doing it than with that, do you, really? Now we need a clunky arm. A clunky arm that's hopefully going to fit. That's looking better. That looks like it's going to fit. Big chunky arm. Right. Scrapity, scrapity, scratchity, scratchity. You know, this one may be I've got a feeling this one's going to be a very short stream tonight, people. Mostly because my head's not in this project right now. My head's in a future project and I can't seem to get out of here. Silvers, are you trying to kick the community into another overdrive? That's just gonna go. If that gets picked up on, that might end up being the thing that makes you go viral. Just saying. And it might not be for the reasons that you want. Because even Chaos Marines follow the same rules as Space Marines. So yeah, although that might get you some attention, that might not be the attention you want. Choppy choppy arms again. Choppy choppy arms. And then find the right one. Or at least one that looks like it could be. There we go. Scratchy, 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 scratchy. I know I should be careful, a lot more careful with this using resin, but I'm only doing a little bit. I'm sure there's people that have said the similar thing, and it's not gone too well for them. I'm only using a little bit. Yeah, that little bit's been the last bit you've ever had to use. Ah, it's glued to my finger. Get off my finger. It's supposed to be glued to his shoulder, not my finger. Oh, you're just going to be one of them asses, aren't you? Yep, it is. It's going to glue to my finger more than it glues to anything else. See, it's glued to my finger. It's not bloody sticking to this though, is it? It is not sticking to this. Come on, don't glue to my finger. Glue to the model. Come on, I hate waiting for glue to dry. And I don't have any activator, so it's not like I can... Well, I do, but it's rather disgusting activator because it's the natural activator. And it's a bit late now because I've got glue on both sides. If I try using that activator, I'm going to end up gluing myself to it. So we have to sit here and wait. And hope. Then it eventually sticks into the right place. And again, if you see any of these little bits that you do like the look of, and again, as I said, I did get them from our well, this channel's resin dealer, as I call him, which is Rogue's Den Hobbies. If you do decide to get something from Rogue's Den Hobbies, please use the discount code LAS10. I'll get you a 10% discount at checkout, which means buying units and units and units of Space Bears and Dwarves is 10% cheaper. And everyone likes 10% cheaper. So that is the 5 with the... I'm guessing what's going to be the frag variant, because these ones look more like the one-shot missile, boom, whereas they look like they go and launch off a load of them. So final 2 dudes, is you need the final 2 missile launchers. Now it's both the gun arm, which is good. Let's just snap his gun arm off and break his gun arm off. Oh, he's come off nicely with the peg and everything. Aren't you a little show off, mate? Aren't you a little show off? I'll trim his arm down now, so he's now only got one. 'Tis but a flesh wound. Oh yeah, I'm still thinking of what samples I should send off to Walmouth. Now, obviously, we've got the whoa sample which we sent off. I don't think I've done the get crop in. Oh, I don't think I've done that one yet. Hello, the Warhammer commentator. Hello. I'm afraid there's no battle going on here, so very little to comment on, apart from crazy man doing stupid things. But that happens a lot on this channel, don't worry. But I do need more things for me to say as an arc to go in to a potential non-copyrightable arc song. Or non-copyrighted arc song. You don't miss using super glue. Plastic glue was a game changer when it came out, and now you avoid resin. Yeah, I would just start going into resin there for Fagram. So in this case, I've gone the other way around. I found out about super glue, found out about plastic glue and plastic. I thought, oh yeah, this is a plastic, and plastic is great because I don't have to glue it to metal anymore, which requires super glue. And now I've gone full circle and gone to resin, where now I'm using super glue to plastic again. Because I started out, a lot of it was metal glued to plastic, which is just as much of a pain in the rear end as resin gluing to plastic. If not slightly more so. Because at least with resin you could do certain things such as... So metal you could bend shape and drill in without having to hurt yourself or potentially inhale some nasty stuff. I mean, if you go back as far as the lead, you could even just melt it straight to the place for a pin to go in. It was great. So there we go. We have the 2 units of desolation. Oh no, his arm's not gone off. His arm's not right. Let's hold it again. His arm is not right. So that's the 2 5-man squads of Desolation Marines. Slight conversions, not the official Games Workshop missile launchers that they want with Desolation Marines. Certainly not the official Games Workshop armour that's on them. As you can see with the shoulder pads, it is a stark difference on the shoulder pad. But those are the arms that are always holding the guns, so it kind of makes a bit more sense. And we have 5 with the more standard square now, with the thunk thunk thunk, or the thunk rocket launcher, and we have 5 with the thunk 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 rocket launcher. Now I know the sergeant's supposed to have a Castellan launcher. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to put that on. There was the other arm I was looking for. Where's the one on here that was being awkward? I might as well leave it now, hadn't I? Because it's glued on. But let's put that over there. So we have spare bolters. We have lots of spare bolt rifles now. lots and lots of spare bolt rifles. Which was something I didn't think I'd end up with spares of. I'm glad I do. Even a spare pointy hand and a spare fire cannon. Pop them in there so we don't lose them. Along with all the other arms that we've not used for these gentlemen. I don't know why I'm calling them gentlemen. They are not very bloody gentle, are they? Space Marines are not gentle. If the one thing they're not, it's gentle. So let's give them a quick base coat. See how they blend in. As I said, I didn't expect this stream to be a particularly long one tonight. With me just finding models and chopping them up a little bit. But now, I do need a palette of some description. In this case, I'm going to use the dry palette that I used on Thursday, which means remove all the metallic paints out of it and all the weird and wonderful stuff that I was using in the background. I need an empty paint well. That one will do. Do I have my weapon paint water? It's over there. Right, good. And a nice brush for basing. It's not exactly a base brush. It is a dry brush. But it is thick and it works. Yeah, it wasn't fun, was it, when you champions are all metal but their weapons are plastic arms, or the other way around. The champions are plastic but all the bloody weapons are metal. Alright, let's at least get a grey on here, just so it doesn't stand out as much. I mean, it's going to stand out because it's grey and not black. But at least put some paint on it so we can see it from there. And we can always paint up from there onwards. That's the good thing about using these ones. They only had a tabletop ready base coat. Or tabletop ready paint scheme. So having to redo it again over the top isn't that big of a deal. It's just more making sure we do get everywhere painted up that needs to be. I knew that was going to happen eventually. Okay. Okay. You're a dickhead. Do 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 do. He's a prick. Do 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 do. What a knobhead he is. Why can't he just hold his gun on his arm right over here? So scrape it down for more contact and then we'll glue it on. We'll see if it works. We don't know if it works, but we'll find out when it's done. So I'm going to put glue on his shoulder up here. And in this case, I'm going to put human activator on there. And that hopefully will. See, human activator. Best activator there is. Call it what you will, and not nice is one of them, but it works. And then paint. Now a lot of this will end up being done black as well, which will be happening next week. I'm going to put more thought and effort into it next week, because then this magical world of sparkles and oak will be completed, and I can start thinking about that next project a bit properly, rather than it kind of being in the forefront and rear of my mind at the same time. Yes, Fargrim, it is a custom chapter. Originally, they were the Stone Dragons. Since I made a few purchases from Rogue's Den Hobbies, one very particular purchase, which I'll pull out in a moment, they have now become the Stone Bears, which will become very obvious as to why in a moment. Just let me get this bit of paint on and I will show you. So these are now the Stone Bears. They are a Salamander successor that were lost in the warp just after the Istvan massacre. There was only about 60 to 70 of them on the ship that managed to flee. Or should I say that managed to flee and escape. They got lost in the warp, but luckily for them, they got spat out right in front of the Indomitus Crusade. How lucky is that, eh? So, I spoke to Graham at Rogue's Den Hobbies and asked him to scale it up for me. Now, the true scale of this model is roughly about the size of a Redemptor Dreadnought. However, my version is considerably bigger. So this is the reason why they are Stone Bears. This is my Brutalis Dreadnought proxy. And it can carry a Hell Brute and a Box Dread. It is absolutely massive. So if we get a Space Marine and pop that in front of him. See, there he is. And there's Ickle Space Marine. Stood on his base and he's still barely up. He comes to his knee, essentially. If I put them side by side, he comes to the bear's knee. And that's my Brutalis Dreadnought for the custom Stone Bears. Very big boy he is. Very big boy. In fact, he dwarfs every other walker or every other monster that I have. Yeah, they don't like him. He's bigger than he outbulks them all if he's not taller than. So the Narn emissaries are a bit taller than him, or the Narns in general. But oh boy, does he outbulk them! And anything that's remotely bulky like him is much shorter, with the exception of a Stomper. Stomper's bigger than he is. Stomper laughs at him until he runs up and smashes the Stomper in the face. Because the Stomper misses with all his shots. Because it's a Stomper, of course. And then he runs up and smashes it in the face with his big giant bear claws and melagons. I do have a standard Redemptor Dreadnought and a Ballistus Dreadnought as well. And he towers over both of those. Yeah. I got the scaling wrong and Graham didn't correct me. He just thought I knew what I was doing. He now knows better. Luckily. He knows I don't know what I'm doing. Especially when it comes to scaling things in overall size and scale. So upping it by a further 20% on top of whatever it is was a big increase, as I found out. Not that I'm not unhappy with it. Quite the opposite. I'm ecstatic with it. That is friggin' awesome. But he is a bit on the bigs. I don't have a box big enough for him apart from the medium size Games Workshop box. And if I put him in that, he pretty much takes up the box on his own. So I don't. That's why he's still on the desk at the moment. I don't actually have anywhere big enough for him to go. Lasgull and Lasgull Thwacker and Angry Ron, they've both fit inside a very nice and secure case. They've been put away now. They've gone away into something that could probably be dropped off a dam or something, and they'll still survive. But when it comes to Lavarus, which is what the big bear's called, Lavarus, yeah, he's too big to go in anything. He's just absolutely mastiff. Which, as you can probably guess, he's causing problems. I mean, I can fit him in the big case at the bottom, but even then he takes up so much room in the big case that I have to take out like my full Centurion Devastator squad as well as my aggressors. He doesn't even go in the vehicle boxes with any other vehicles. He's just too big. Nice base coats. Nice base coats. I think all my Redempted Dreadnoughts are in a different case, aren't they? All my Dreadnoughts. Well, in home games, I don't think anybody's going to complain about me using him because his profile's way bigger than a Brutalis Dreadnought, so they can see him easier and shoot him easier. So people usually don't complain when I use proxies because my proxies are usually more than enough to go, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a bit obvious what that is. We'll let you off with that. Or it's so minor that is. My Power Fist guy's not got a Power Fist this time, he's got a Thunder Hammer. Right, okay, is that for everyone with a Power Fist? Yeah, every sergeant with a Power Fist has a hammer this time. I try and make it nice and easy when it comes to proxies, otherwise people do get confused. And I get confused as well if I start making too many minute changes. I do have a friend who, well, Calm, if he ever comes back in, is a pain in the backside for proxies. Because he'll try and have the same model or same units, but this unit's got that and that unit's got that and that unit's got that. It's like, I can't do that because I can't keep track of which one's which. They either all have the same or they don't. Or it needs to be a completely different model that's distinct. One of the two. Which is why I try to have distinct models if I can. See, it's easy if you go, well, all of them are holding it with the right arm, but the sergeant holds it with his left. That's easy. You can tell him out from the rest of them. All the rest are pointing. He's got a bolt pistol. Sergeant, not a problem. This one, sergeant's got an Auspex scanner in his hand. Easy. Done. He's the only one really holding it to his side rather than across his front. Makes it easy. Whatever a sergeant should have equipped is what he has. All the others are just basics and how they should be equipped that way. I know that's normally the drive faster technique, but it's also the move the paint around the model technique as well. Aha. Painty, painty, painty up his arm. Paint it up. Wah, wah, wah. Red ones go faster. You know it is the truth. The red ones go faster. And I'll pay you loads of truth. Make mine the fastest. We Decker and the bombs. We all want to go fast as one. Oh, I could have took a few lines out of that, couldn't I? And sampled them. I need iconic lines that can go in for arcs, that can go into a song, and well, be sampled into a song, and it needs to be simple enough that they can go in multiple places. so they can be snapped up and chopped up. So, anyone got any iconic lines? Please let me know. I'm quite happy to take them. I will jump out of portrait and do them right here and now, if necessary, just to make sure I get them. Oh, he's got a wobbly head. Wobbly, 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 wobbly head. That's all the guns. So we have both units now ready. They took a while. They have took a while. I'm not going to lie. They have taken me a while to get here, but they are now done to the point where they've been, pardon me, primed. And they're now semi-ready to be painted. Let them dry, of course. Most of them do actually look like they're dry. Something to dry this on. Something to dry this on. Something to dry this on. That's not going to get me shouted at. There we go. Dried and clean brush. So there's essentially the plan for tonight done. My modelling for this evening has been done. We now have one 5-man desolation that could potentially have super frags, and one 5-man desolation squad that can have super cracks. Technically they can both have both, because they're not the official Games Workshop ones. I'm going to have to explain to my opponent regardless which ones they have, so they get to find out on the day which one I go, right, they've all got that. But I can separate them with having 2 different types of missile launchers to have a super frag and a super crack should I wish. But hey, I've now got 2 desolation squads, which means I can now field them. Which means that Centurion assaults, Centurion assaults I can't field. Yeah, that's pretty much it, as far as I can see for infantry-wise. Centurion assault squads are the only ones that I can't field. At least one squad of. Because I can only field 1 squad of Centurion Devastators. 2 squads of Devastator Marines. Lots of assault intercessors, with or without jump packs, because essentially assault marines have just become assault intercessors now. I have 15 assault marines, they can become my assault intercessors. Vanguard veteran stern, yeah, I have pretty much everything now to get me starting and have a nice selection of choices. Choices are always good. Choices are very good. Now that I've done that, what was the next thing I was going to do? I was about to do something else and I've forgotten what it is. I was about to do something. It required my phone and 38 quid for 5 guys in a box. No, thank you. Complex, how you doing, man? I just realised something. It's doing that because I've not done that. No, it's not that one. It's the 3 dots. Aha. But yeah, anyway. How you doing, man? How you doing? If I do that, I can actually read it now. Hey up, Complex. You get the gubbins. You get the gubbins. You get the gubbins. You get the gubbins. These are yours. What am I? Oh, that's when that's Sparkle's writing me a letter to show me that I had Micro cats to paint while she runs off to do them. Right, you get the gubbins. No worries, complex. But at the moment, I'm looking. I've finished making the Desolation Marines for tonight, but I want some quotes or some sound bites to do in an arc voice. To send to Almuth so we can clip them up, and then he can put them to some music for me, and then on the sounds on the arc stage project I get to run it through, see how it goes. But that means I get to now. You get the gubbins, just yeah. You get the gubbins, yeah. So we've got already, which we know. Let's just undo my phone because I can see that up there now, so that's good. Close all them down, and we want the recorder. We want the voice recorder. Now we do have some already. So we have.
Get crumpy.
We have the get crumping. Get my voice ready. Get it into the type of.
Try a horse yard. He shouts out, you kids get garbage.
She.
Gotta do it right. You kids get the garbage.
See how that sounds? No. Save. Gubbins.
You kids get the garbage.
How that sounds? No. And this is where Almost ability to chop and change and do things helps, because he can clip that bit off the end. So we've got wow, we've got gubbins, we've got get crumping. Let's look for arc quotes. Oh, I'm gonna keep up on green then. Arc quotes 40k. Orcs is never beaten in battle. You're rich, you're flashy, you've a proper orky stoutness. No. Is he got the big guns? So has he got the big guns? Orcs is never beaten in battle. Red ones go faster. Does seem like a good one though. Red ones go faster. Does seem like a good one.
Get stuck in, boys.
I don't know if that one will go into a, unless it come down to a break and then it goes get stuck in, boys, and then boom, it kicks back in again. That might work. That might work. Let's try that one.
Get stuck in, boys.
So, I mean, these are only very, very quick soundbites.
Get stuck in, boys.
Very, very quick sound bites. So what, we've got 3 so far? No. Oh no. What's that one?
Go get 'em, boys.
We've got Go Get 'em, boys.
That's dead on nice.
That's dead on nice.
Get crumpy.
So we have.
Whoa.
So we've got 2 wars. So I need to triple A double G triple H, triple A triple G H. So we'll have to name one of them. Rename. I'll rename one of them Loud. So we have a few to send through to Almouth. Some of them are only like 3 and 4 seconds long, but they can be repeated and stacked up. Green is always the best. That is a good one.
Green is always the best.
That is a good one. That is a good one. Green best. Right. Now there's one that is iconic, but it's actually hard to do. And it's the same word over and over again with a laugh at the end. Yeah, it's essentially more Daka.
Daka.
See?
More Daka. Daka.
Becomes difficult sometimes. I see that's nearly a 7-second one.
More Daka. Daka.
We've got quite a few going now. So we need to send these through to Almouth and go, there you go. There's ARC clips, sound bites, things for you to use to go with music if you can think of appropriate places to put them. And we'll see how he goes from there. We've not given him an easy task at all, have we? We have not given him an easy task at all. This is going to be a difficult one. This is going to be fun. Right. Thank you very much, people, for not only coming to see me, but for giving me inspiration to hopefully get some samples onto some music. And watch me painfully hack up my Space Marines to put different arms on them. It wasn't fun. It wasn't enjoyable. It was painful. I had to record models. Not nice. Not nice. It was really not nice. But I did expect this one to be a short one. It was going to be shorter than I actually expected, which is why I've glued the arms on now. So we have the unit ready. Just needs painting, which will be next week's job. This Wednesday, I will catch up on last week's Combat Patrol and possibly this week's. So it'll be mostly a lore one, so it'll be 9:30 in the evening as opposed to an early morning build, which is what I normally do when it's building. That'll be the week after. That'll be next week when I build the full 10-man guard unit and read that magazine afterwards in the evening. And yeah, the end of the Magical World of Sparkles Oak potentially this week. Technically, I have 2 for new units for Fagrim because they only come in units of 5, and I have now 10. So I have 2 new units. 2 copies of the same unit, I suppose. But at least that means that I can now stick a crap ton of missile launchers on the battlefield. 2 Desolation Marines and my Devastators run missile launchers. So that's another 8 of them in there. So 18 missile launchers from 4 5-man units. That's not too bad at all, is it? That should be fun. So thank you everybody for coming to see me tonight. Anyone who's been here and is new, please feel free to hit that like and subscribe just to catch me on the next time that I'm coming live. I don't usually give much notice, a couple of hours usually. So if you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for the notifications that'll let you know about 30 minutes beforehand, just so you can make yourself a cup of tea and be ready and comfy to come and join us. But until Wednesday, thank you very much. Please, all of you, drive safely, and I will see you then.